cut on this computer. Okay, so we were discussing on the while loop. So now we are back to discuss on the for loop. Okay, so I'll also discuss, show you how we use the for loop. I'm creating a file called for.sh. So we know that we need to first write the shebang and then clear the screen for good one. So we always used a variable that where we initialize, and then we use a condition inside the while loop, and then we use the counter, right, where we have used let command, which will automatically increase the counter. So we have three lines, right? In the for loop, everything will be in one place. Okay, so that like this. So let's suppose, so I'm going to use for here space two braces. So I is equal to 1. I'm initializing I as a 1. I use semicolon space, and then I need to use the condition here. So what is the condition? I less than or equal to n. Now I need to use the I plus. So let me just check what is the syntax of the I plus. Yeah, I is equal to I plus 1. So I is equal to I plus 1. Sorry, I plus 1. Close bracket, curly braces same. I mean, we are coding. So whatever we have here, everything is same. So we have a same do and the same done. There is no change. The only the change is here. Okay. So now I'm going to do same do. So I'm just printing the value same $I and then done. So I need to take the value of n, right? So I am reading it as a variable from the command line. Enter a number. I am storing that inside a value variable n. I saved it. Now let me run. sh for.sh. Enter a number 10. So it printed 1 to 10. Same way, the way we have seen with the while. So I will also show here while so that we can easily know the difference. So while, so first I need to take a variable called j is equal to 1, or maybe yeah, j is equal to 1, and then you need to use here. So where $j is less than or equal to $n, do echo $j and then done. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, where you have just only 3 lines. So why we use actually for loop here is, so sometimes we forget to write the counter. You see, we have forget the counter here. So this goes infinite loop. So that's why we use the mostly for loop, so that it is perfect. So whenever we are writing the block, right, we come to know that we need to have a counter here, we need to have a condition here, we need to have a for loop. Okay. So now let me do same. Let j less equal to 1. I save this and run. Same 10 and 10. Okay, so how does it work here means this is how it works actually in the for loop. It is same the way we use the while loop, right? Yeah, so let me annotate, maybe from here I can do it. Yeah, so we have this for loop here, right? So first we have the initialization variable getting actually executed. So once this initialization is done, and then it will verify the condition as a second step. Okay, so once the condition is verified, if the condition is true, then it will directly enter the block, doesn't verify the counter. So once the statement is completed, whatever you have mentioned inside this echo or $I, and then it goes to done, and then the cursor goes back to the counter. That is the third step. So once the counter is completed, like I is equal to I plus 1, now I becomes 2. Then again, it goes to the condition, which is here. So once condition is satisfied, then again it enters the block. This is how the actually it works in a for condition. So first initialization, verify the condition, enter the block. If the condition true, then again go to the counter. If the counter is done, then again verify the condition. Then if the condition true, enter the block, go to the counter, like this. So this is how the for loop works. You can also do the same thing with for within a for as well. You can use while within a for within a wool. The only concept is difference is the way you mention it. The functionality is going to be the same. Okay, so that's what the this for loop is. And then I'm just saving this one. So what we have, yeah,
Which is best practice, which like while for easy to understand, which is the
we,
best?
we, we can use you mostly see people using the for loop.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends. It's there is no use case, so both are same. The functionalities works. There is no much difference.
That's a, we have confused it, right? We have used a lot of conditions. So what is, so if you know the best one, we can practice most of
You can use for. I prefer using this.
it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So you can also do here. You see, I'm using the percentage too. So let's print the even number and odd numbers. So we know we always ask our kids to do that, right? So let me do the some numbering. Sorry, it's for loop, right? For one dot sh slash bin slash sh. So I'm reading a number. Enter. I'll take it in n. So for I is equal to 1 semicolon, I is less than or equal to n, I is equal to I plus 1, 2. And then what else we have here? Condition, right? So if $I percentage, what is the percentage? Modulus 2, so is equal to 0. I use this one. Then what? It is an even number, right? So I'm going to print $I space. I'll use minus n here so that they print in one. Fee. Done. So I'm using now if condition inside the for loop. So what I'm doing, I'm looping I is equal to 1. I is equal to whatever number you have passed, and then I is equal to I plus 1. So now I is equal to 1. It verifies I percentage 2. It means I divided by 2. Does the remainder come 0? No. And then it becomes 2. 2 percentage 2. 2 by 2. The remainder is 0. Yes. So it is the even number. It is printing the even number. And then I becomes 3. 3 percentage 2. The remainder is 1. Not. And then 4. So like that it repeats and prints all the even numbers for us. So if I run this sh for one.sh, okay, it doesn't expect the space, it seems. Yeah, see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now I want to print the odd number as well. So how am I going to print the odd numbers? Same, if you do not equal to 0, it will print all the odd numbers. So this is how we can also use the for and the if inside. And then we also have a, this is this one. Yeah, this is like printing events and the odds. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, so this is bit this is good thing to know. So let me use here. So let's scan it. Okay, so I'm clearing this, and then I'm just trying to read a variable from command, and then I have a odds and the events. I'm taking two variables, and two variables are currently empty. It doesn't have any value. I'm looping for until whatever number you have given. So here I'm conditioning same, I percentage 2 equal to 0, then events. But here I just printed even. But what I'm doing here now, I'm doing something different. So what is that different is, I'm taking events equal to dollar events space dollar I. What does it mean here? So what does here is, so let's suppose now first events is equal to nothing, right? So we don't have anything. So let me use the, yeah, nothing. So first I is equal to 1. Now what happens? So events is equal to events space dollar I. So what do we have in events? Nothing. So it's empty. Then dollar I gets assigned. What is dollar I? Now events is equal to 2. When again next loop comes, I is equal to now 3. Let's suppose it is not pass. Now I is equal to 4. It is an even number. So now the condition becomes true. This condition becomes true. Now how does this works? So now events is new events are going to be events is equal to events we have 2 space dollar I. What is dollar I now? 4. So it means you are like appending. So you are appending variable to the same variable. I mean appending value same variable. It is like I have first 4. Okay, 4 plus 6, and then 6 plus 8, and then 8 plus 10, like that. So this is how I'm doing here, like appending to one single variable. I'm not overwriting, rather I'm taking what I have in that variable and then adding somewhat to that, so that I don't miss the previous numbers. You got the point here? No?
So here, after the for, if the condition satisfies only, it will go to if.
Yeah, so first, so let's suppose we have a events, right? So event variable is actually empty. Yeah, let me, it is not working. Yeah, it's not working. Oh, sorry, I didn't select the pen. Okay, so now first I have in even 0, nothing, right? So if I overwrite the variable with dollar I symbol, what happens? It always gets overwrite. So I now 2, and then I now 4, and then I now 6, and then I now 8. It just only prints one value, right? But I don't want to lose the previous values. I want to print everything in one. So maybe I'll run it and then you'll come to know. Okay. So let's suppose I am doing this. Okay. And the odds here, I remove the odds so that we don't get confused. So now you clear what I'm doing here? I'm just storing all the even numbers in a folder, a variable called even, correct? So far with me? Yes, no?
Yes, I told.
Yeah, so this is the for loop we know, and this is a condition. So what we are doing condition here is, if the I is divided by 0, the remainder becomes 0, then assign that value to a variable called events. I just want to print all the even numbers in one shot. Okay, so I'm written this. Now let me execute this. See, so now let me run this sh for 2.sh. What it is printing? Is it printing even numbers or just 10? It's only printing 10, right? Not all the numbers. So I wanted to store, so maybe let print here. Okay, so print not print, echo events is I is equal to 1, I percentage 2. Let's suppose I now 2. So events is dollar events. So maybe I write this at the bottom. Yeah. So now whatever I you have will be assigned to the variable called events, and I'm printing that. Okay. But I want to use it at the latter of the program, not immediately. See, events become first 2, right? And then I becomes 4. Again, even is getting overwrite. See, even is actually getting overwritten by 4, and then 6, and then 8. But in before iterations, even was actually holding a value of 2, and then 4, and then 6. I don't want to lose all this. I want to print them in a series. So in that case, what I'm doing, I'm just appending values one after one here. So events is equal to dollar events, whatever you have first, and then add the I value, and then overwrite it. It is like this. So you have first even is equal to 2. Okay, the next even is going to be 2 and 4, and next even is going to be 2, 4, and then 6. Next even is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, like this. So that you are counting all the events, whatever events you have, you want. You're not overwriting the variable, rather you are appending it to it. So this is nothing but what I have written, E is equal to even plus I. Same condition, E is equal to E plus I. So what's happening here? Whatever value you have in E will come as it is, and then appending I. That's what happening over there. So now if I save this and then print, see now I have, see first even is 2, and then 2 plus 4 even added, and 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, 2, 4, 8, 10. So I have all the even numbers in one variable called events, that is 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now I can also,
Lokesh,
yeah,
do we have any debug mode so that we can check line to line
now.
to have a clear idea?
No, you don't have. So odds is equal to, so that's why. So once you understand the concept, what actually I'm doing here by line, then you'll come to know. I'm printing everything here. Echo odd numbers are, so if I save this, so if in your company you may just ask to print the even numbers and the odd numbers. So okay, maybe I'll come back again. Maybe come from a basic. Okay, so we know that. So everyone, now just pay attention one more time. I just write like in layman terms. So now I need to read a number, right? Clear, read minus p, enter a number. I have taken an n. Okay, so now I know the for loop, right? Everyone know for loop now? For I is equal to 1. Yeah, I less than or equal to n. Now I equal to I plus 1. Right, do. I want to verify whether it is a even number or odd number. So I need to use a condition here, right? Now $I percentage 2 is equal to 0. Means what? It's an even number, right? Okay. So let me print the even number here. Echo even number is $I. Clear? If it is else, if it is not divided by proper to 2, it's an odd number. Odd number $I. And then I'm closing my if condition, and then I'm closing my for loop. So here, so far everybody clear? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes. So what we are doing
Yes.
here, we are looping till 10. If each number is divided by 2, then even. If not, then odd. Now let's run this. So I am entering the number 10. What happened? Odd number, even number, odd number, even number, odd number, even number. But is it looking good for you? But generally people say, if I give a number, I want even numbers in one section, odd numbers in one section, right? So it's looking odd for me. So now how can I fix this? So to fix that, I just take this value in a variable. Okay. So maybe I would say, E is equal to $I. So what I'm doing, I'm assigning the $I to E. Okay. And then same here, odd is equal to $I. And then I'm printing at the bottom, echo even numbers are $E, because even numbers are there. Odd numbers are $O. Sorry. Right? Now this looks perfect to you. So what I'm doing, rather than printing every line here, so I'm taking whatever the I value into a variable called E. So after completion of the entire loop, I'm printing those values. So every even number like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 will be stored in variable E, and all the odd numbers will be stored in variable O, right? So now let me run this. What happens here?
I think you forgot to declare
Yeah,
the
it is. Yeah, no, I declared it, but it is printing the last number only, right?
No. If you want to like have a series of number, first you have to declare an instantiate outside the for loop.
No, it works. So even though you initiate it, it doesn't matter. So even though you use here, so E is equal to empty, O is equal to empty. You mean this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saved it. Let's see. So 10. No, it's for 3. I ran the wrong one. What happened? Same output. Right? Because now let's understand. Okay, let's understand what's happening here. Okay, so let me there's a white one. Okay,
Oh, we have
so
to. We
yeah,
have to.
so if you, yeah, so all the time, okay, so I is actually, now let's assume first I is equal to 1. Okay, so E is empty, O is empty. So I is equal to 1, right? So which one becomes true? The else condition, right? So now you are storing O with 1. Now I becomes 2. Now what you are doing here, you are storing in a even, which is perfect. Now I becomes 3. Now what's happening here?
One is replaced
You are
by
again over replacing the O with 3. But the previous values are getting overwritten, right?
yeah.
So now what I'm doing, rather than doing this, what I'm trying to do, O is equal to, you first take O, then give a space, and then add the I value here. Now what
Yeah.
what was O before? 1, right? So now O is equal to, O is 1 space and the I is 3. Now O becomes what? 1 space 3. Now again when I becomes 5, now what happens? O is equal to, O value is 1, 3, and then space, and then I, 5. So you're not overwriting, rather you're appending. Got it,
Yeah.
everyone? This is like a simple
So
logic.
we're basically like replacing.
Not replacing. We are appending.
Okay.
Appending to the existing values.
Okay.
Okay, that's what it is. So now let's do the same thing. Now I am going to do first whatever you have in $E, attach with a space. Same. $O attach with I. Now see, 10. I got even numbers and I got odd numbers. Clear? It's like basic simple concept. Why are my values missing? Because we are overwriting. So if you don't want to overwrite, then we need to add to that, right? So that's about your bit of for loops and within a condition. And then also we have until loop. So until is also same. It's similar to the while syntax. So this is the way it works is different. In a while loop, we wait for the condition to be false, right? But here until, if the condition becomes true, then it breaks. It's only opposite. So it's similar. Let's talk about terms. Okay, until means like until I get exhausted, I do zimming. It means what? I have been doing zimming. When I feel like I'm exhausted, then I stop, right? At the same condition. But in while, what happens? You write the statement, I do exercise. So when I exhaust, then I come out. The same way is a bit different, that's it.
So
Until it
it's
comes, until this becomes true, loop this. It's like opposite to while exactly. While means when the condition becomes true, it exists. But until, when the condition becomes true, it quits.
so it's like a do while loop.
No. Do while also becomes true, right? If it's true, then only it runs. Let's see. I'll also show you an example. We don't much use that, but it is good if you know it. So I have this one, and then read minus p, enter the number n. Okay. So what I'll means? I is equal to 1. $I is less than or equal to $n. Sorry. Do let I plus equal to 1. Done. So we know this while, right? Everyone? What we're doing here, if I is less than or equal to n, then do this. But until is completely reverse. So I'm going to take j is equal to 1. $j equals $n. Do echo minus n $j let j plus equal to 1. Done. So observe this carefully now, everyone. So we have while here, right? So $I less than or equal to n, 10. Let's suppose we am giving 10 value. So until this condition becomes false, the while loop will be continued, right? But until here, what? See, until 1 equals to $n, which is 10. Is it right? Is it true or false? Is 1 equal to 10?
False.
False, right? So this becomes false, so the loop enters. So it becomes false here, so this becomes enters, it runs. Now j is equal to becomes 2, then 2 equals 10, no. 3 equals 10, no. Like this, 10 equals 10, yes. Then the until breaks. It is same, the word as word says, until 10 equals to 10, you keep running this. So once you becomes true, then come out. In while, you'd wait for condition. If this condition becomes true, then only you enter. If not, then come out. There's the only opposite. Okay, so let me save this and run. We don't use much until though, but just for practice purpose. You see, we have 1 to 10, but in the second loop, I printed only 9 because the 10 equals 10. It becomes true, right? So it came out. So that is the one more. We can also use as a loop in using until. That is not much important though, until. So you can also use for like this. This is called the range. Range means for I in range 1 to 10. So this means the I value will be repeated 10 times. So what's happening here? For I in, this is called range. 1 dot dot 10 means 1, after that 2, after that 3, after that 4 until 10. The I value will be increased 1, 1, 1, 1 automatically. It's a simple way if you want to loop a exact number of time. Like you don't have the condition, rather I just want to rotate this based on the times, like 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. In that case you use it. Okay, so let me save this as well and run sh for 4.sh. See, 10 times. So when you know set number of times you want to repeat that. That's what about the loop. And you can all do the same thing with the alphabets as well. It will loop till 26 times, like A, B, C, D until Z or Z in India. That's about the loops. So and then we have functions, arguments, and files. So I feel like it is you guys have exhausted today. So you guys want me to continue remaining, or we'll meet tomorrow and finish off remaining?
Anyhow, it's fine with me.
No, because it should not be causing more like burden. Until unless you understand these like basic variables and the conditions, then the remainings are going to be a bit. This will help.
Hey, Loki.
Yeah.
Better you can continue because 2 hours, right? Everything they cannot digest. It won't go to their mind. Let them just provide this link. Probably they'll verify that examples and meantime, and the rest you can continue tomorrow.
Yeah. So you guys can practice this. So at least the variable parts and the condition part, that is important stuff. And after that, we can discuss on the remaining one. Then we can finish off the bash.
Lokesh, I just have one question.
Yeah.
In real time also, we don't generally we will not be having any debug mode. Generally, any language will be having the debug mode, right? To check like what we have written to verify the coding. So why we don't have here? I'm just asking.
I've never tried that. Let me just check. Shell debug mode. Yeah, set is equal to X. How to debug bash shell script under a Linux. So let's check what these people say about the debugging. I think we need to set the parameter to X. Set is equal to -X. We'll run it in a debug mode. So let me run this in a debug mode. Okay. So set -X. Let me save that and run this. So sh for 4.sh. Yeah. So this is a debug mode. So it is actually give you the details like what I am doing in this line, this line, this line. So whichever command it is running, it is giving all the debug. So if we talk about our this even and odd, So it is inside the for 3, right? Yeah. So let's talk about this one. So let the parameter to, sorry, set minus x, which is in debug mode. Now let me run this. Yeah, it is giving whatever command is running, it is printing this one. So it's a debug mode. Yeah, this is good. I didn't know this about this debug mode. So it is giving proper. So it is actually executing this command first. So you entered the 9. Now O becomes none. I becomes 1, right? So condition got executed. Another condition, 1% equal to 2 equals 0. It becomes false. So the else becomes O is equal to 1. And then I increased. I verified the condition. If condition, now E becomes true. E is equal to 2. So O becomes 1, 3. E becomes 2, 4. O becomes 1, 3, 5. E becomes 2, 4, 6. So it's a good. But again, so you need to know how this debugging work.
But in real time, you don't use that much of the programming language. You should know the basics. Maybe Python is a good way. Has to be know about the basics. And the moment you try a little bit more about the concepts, I don't think so you require that the debug mode. Even though you see that how the logic is works, you cannot stop like as a tool. For example, there is a IDE in Java. We can say Eclipse or Visual Studio Code. Wherever you can debug, that is the interface. That is a tool, right? So you can do that. But this is a bash. So probably if you understand the concepts, then you can write it and it may becomes with the experience. Before practicing this all, whatever that program's location is explained, before they try to read the concept, like what is if loops works, how do a while, how the until works. So whatever the conditions are, the operators, whatever he said, just try to read the concepts first, understand, and then try to practice these programs. So that way, that is a basic foundation to understand any programming language to start with. Okay.
Yeah. So any more questions, guys?
Yes, so in the last class, you told us how we can have our images from Google, right? In SRTPD mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you told us like how we can like insert an image in our website.
Okay.
So,
Right.
yeah. So like what is the way to insert an image from our own laptop? I mean, from
You have
Google,
to.
we can insert
Yeah.
a link.
Yeah, that is actually a HTML trick. So you don't need to do that. So you have to put it inside that local file. Like you have a HTML directory, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when you say image source, you just provide the relative path where you have actually copied that file in your Linux machine.
Okay, so like instead of the link from the Google or something, we can just
Right.
like put our
Right. So let's suppose this is your stuff, right? So you are writing this one, right? HTML. What is the next step? Body. So you have your image source, right? S equals to, just give where you have stored that file. Okay, so you might have stored in a /home/ EC2 user images sangam dot jpg. That's it. It's like HTML way. It's not a bash way. So people with HTML knowledge, UI they will tell you exactly.
We give the path of the image.
Image, right? Yeah, path of the image.
Yeah.
Any more?
So sir, so as telling, so we will use the concepts from here and then practice Python if
Yeah.
That was the best suggestion you recommended, right?
Yeah, I would recommend that you guys learn the Python, because Bash will just give you some understanding, because you can also do, because when you go for interview they will ask you, so which scripting language you're comfortable with. Okay, because as a DevOps engineer, so one scripting language is mandatory, because we do the integrations. Let's suppose we have a Jenkins system, and then we have some AWS, then we have Ansible. So now you wanted to integrate all these three together, even though they have their own set of commands to execute, but you want to put everything in together. Let's suppose I wanted to first clone my GitHub repository, then run the Jenkins job. After that, I wanted to make an API call to AWS to spin up some VMs, and after that I'm going to run the Ansible playbook to make some configuration changes, and then I'm going to inform some other system through API call, and then I send an email to my manager. If you want to do all these tasks together in one job, so you need to have one scripting language where you can put all this logic together and then run it the way we just did with the one simple for loop, right? The logic the same way. So why I picked the Bash is bit of easy when compared to other languages. So Python, it becomes almost like another 2 months program if you just start with the Python. So that we don't have that much of time, so we picked the Bash here. This will at least
Yeah,
give you some basic understanding of the like conditions and the variables and the loops and all. That is the only reason. You guys don't need to worry, because if you go to if you understand the Bash well, so if you go to the YouTube, there are so many Python videos available which you can watch and enjoy. Or you can also use Udemy as well. Udemy also some have free Python for beginners.
because Python, we have it in our college curriculum also. That's why I thought I would ask you about it.
Because Python
So,
is Python is a flexible language, so where you can use to automate your day-to-day activities, and even with Python you can also build a backend for your website. It's that much of
yeah,
robust. That's why people prefer Python, because it's a multi-purpose language you can use for everything. So you will get so much of materials available in the market, I have seen. So you can check with this guy Telusuko. So he's an Indian, I think. So he also explains well, but it's a bit lengthy. But for beginners, yeah, that's good.
okay.
So any more questions? No? So any questions on previous classes? Like Sangam has brought that HTML, right? Like that, you guys have any questions? No? Cool. So if you don't understand the concept, let me know so I can explain it. But these are all basic concepts. So once you start practicing, you'll come to know. So try to find at least 2 hours of time today to go through all these files and understand each and every line, what actually happening there. So if you understood well what's happening there, then the next step becomes easy for you. So here you say, okay, what is this? Okay, this is the interpreter that we need to first mention. It's a comment. We use a hash. So it's a comment again. So what is it doing here? Echo symbol is just like a printing whatever here. And then I'm assigning a variable, value to a variable. So I'm testing this one. Is it printing? Okay, no. Then what's the difference? You come to know. So if you wrote each and every line, what's happening here, then you can easily make yourself comfortable with this language. Okay. Yeah. So that's it, I think, for today. So we will meet tomorrow, 8 a.m. surely. Yeah.
As of now, Python is better or Bash is better?
So you first understand the Bash concepts first. So once you become familiar with all these, then you can start learning the Python. So when they ask which language you're comfortable with, so if you didn't learn the Python, you can say I have been writing all the shell script, but I'm also looking into the Python as well.
So
You can say.
Python, go through all the concepts or only little concept if you know it?
No, so we don't need to go in depth of Python. So as far as you know how to run the Python, how to install the Pythons, how to install the packages, and then how to write the basic like if conditions, for loops, and then how to use some modules like OS modules, sys modules. So that's better. It is not that difficult, trust me. So once you understand the bash concept, right, and then Python becomes very easy. It's very easy, Python. Not like Java where you have to write the private, public, static methods, void methods, everything. But Python is simple. It's just like a plain, it's like simple and neat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone? Cool then. So if no more questions, then we will meet tomorrow at 8 a.m. CST. 8, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye guys. I'll upload the video. Maybe you will get 2 videos because I stopped the video rather than pausing it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye guys. Bye.
Thank you, Lucas.
Bye bye. Thanks.